So the question is asked, why should I believe in God? Well, I have a few reasons.
That's a bit of a strange question. I mean, reasons why I should believe in God? There should be a single reason, 'cause he am the real. I mean, of all things. Why should I believe there's a front door on my house? 'Cause there is one. Why should I believe that food is required to sustain my existence? Because it does. Why should you believe that Sir Sick is handsome, famous, and good at the sex? Because he do. If you have to justify something without it, existing, it, probably doesn't. Especially if there's none of that pesky evidence. At least none that's good.
First of all, you're a moral person, whether you like it or not.
I think you'll find I am an amoral monster, thank you very much. Just because I have opinions on killing all the humans, and that opinion is yes, doesn't mean I actually care. It's more of a hobby than anything else.
Whether you say that objective morality is true or that it's false or a socially constructed thing and it's just subjective, you're a moral person because...
Right, so it seems like he's going we all have some form of morality, therefore you're moral. But that kind of doesn't mean anything, because we usually associate being moral with having at least largely the good opinions, but that can't possibly apply to all people, because not everyone has the same values, and not to mention that you are moral is subjective to the person saying it. Even if this world had objective morals, no one seems to know for a fact which ones are the right ones. Absolute nothing of a statement.
If I were to take money out of your wallet, you would say, give it back to me, that's mine.
What? Dude, mate, Frederino, that's fucking stupid. Of all the examples you could have come up with, that is an unbelievably shit one. That's mine is a statement of possession. It is a factual statement. It is one of legal ownership standards. You're not saying give that back because you're a bad person if you don't. You simply stated the status of the item. You might as well have said give that back, it's a wallet, or give that back, it's made of leather, or give that back, I need a condom from it to fuck a family member of yours. It's amazing how when you say something with confidence, it can sound fine, but you think about it at all, and it's completely fucking ridiculous.
You make moral claims when things happen around the world.
Yeah, no, your example makes absolutely no moral claim. No one said stealing is wrong. No one said not returning other people's items is a moral failing. Simply put, you were holding another person's object and they would like it if it were returned. Maybe they want you to give it back because it's full of bees or that it's made out of asbestos. And those are potentially entirely different moral claims than the one that you think that you are making. Good job.
That's awful. She was innocent. She didn't deserve that.
That is so fucking ambiguous. And what if you are wrong? What if she, in this situation, drowned a bunch of puppies and was put into prison for that? But you think that puppies are the spawn of Satan and what was done to them is fully justified. No one should go to prison for that. I mean, it would certainly be something of a hot take, but I'll bet you similar things have happened and people will defend a person for acts that others find completely unconscionable. These people exist, and fuck, if something bad did happen to this person that was genuinely awful and she was in fact innocent, the people who did it, what exactly is their opinion? Probably something fucked up that they sure as hell will be justifying to themselves under their own moral rubric. And you know that they do that. So are they moral in your view? About as moral as you are smart, I'm guessing.
You make moral judgments when you view things. That means that you were built.
Bleep bloop does not compute. Sir Sigmatron 5000 was not built. Bleep 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 bleep. Sir Sigmatron 5000 was formed from a tornado flying through a junkyard and then immediately crashing all the parts into a whiskey factory. Bug. Also known as the factual process of how evolution works for people with smart brains and piss take mode.
inside of you, you know, as sure as you are in existence.
Has this guy even opened up a Philosophy 101 book? Like, the most basic first week kind of shit that will come up in that sort of class is, how do we know we exist / can we know that we are real and everything's not a dream or a simulation, or the bizarrely specific reactions of a cosmic fart in some higher space or whatever. So yeah, no, you don't know that. I mean, the universe being a fart makes way more fucking sense than anything else to me.
You know that there is a moral absolute of right and wrong.
No, I don't, because I know that other people exist. And also, have you ever done that thing where you had one opinion on a subject that could very well be considered covered by morality, and then you changed that opinion, and now you are pretty sure that's the thing that is actually the good and correct moral choice? Well done! You've just demonstrated that morality is almost certainly subjective, based on your life circumstances and your experiences. The same reason that other people may fundamentally disagree with some of your moral absolutes. Although, if you have never changed your mind on something, and you are convinced you are 100% correct all of the time, congratulations, you're a fucking moron. Black and white thinking is the sign of an incredibly small mind.
It's not just subjective. And with that being said, there certainly is a mind that defined it.
The hilarious part of a statement like that is, if there is a mind that decided what all the morals were, that's still fucking subjective. They are a subject, you doofus. And it is most certainly based on or influenced by personal feelings, taste or opinions of that mind, the definition of subjective.
It's not just a material world. We're not just a brute fact, but rather there's something deeper for us to aspire to.
Based on that logic, nothing deeper than a week-old cum splash. Also, you pointed up when you said deeper, and that's just very funny to me. It's like Myster-M is so dense that he can't tell the difference between up and down.
Okay, Matt, but why believe in God? Why believe in a personal God?
Well, I'm going to assume, based on your first idea, that it's going to be something really, really silly, where our best mate in the world, Matt here, why is it always fucking Matt's, shows that he doesn't really understand anything about the arguments he's attempting to make, and has spent exactly 0 seconds considering the ramifications of such arguments, if in fact he has that ability whatsoever.
Well, there's wonderful evidence. If we look around the world, if we look at life, yes, there's difficulties and suffering and evil, but they are amazing. I mean, not only can they be quite fun to look at if they are the very pretty ones, but they can also be hilarious regardless if they are the attractive ones, or really, really odd-looking deals with like what might be a third butt cheek, but who knows? Because they can all make the beautiful music that makes everyone but the most miserable of bellends laugh ironically their ass off. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's gotta be the best proof for an all funny deity, eh? There's also a great deal of functionality in this world. I mean, the air that happens to be floating around us is perfectly what we need.
Called it. Dude, listen to me. Let's just say that instead of humans being plopped here on purpose by some god dude, what if there was some sort of natural process that caused things to change and adapt to their environment? Wouldn't it be possible, nay, incredibly likely, if there was an abundant resource that permeated every inch of the planet they are on surface, that also happens to be highly reactive and thus could be used as a sort of fuel source? Do you not think something forming within that space might fucking use oxygen? Just a thought. Sorry. You know when your brain makes those noises before you speak? No? Sorry, I just don't know how to explain it to you then.
We have these balls in our heads that help us see wonderfully.
First off, describing them as balls in your head is very funny and explains a lot about the contents of yours. But also, now I know you are some sort of Chad McChadderson of the Chadderson Smides, so you have never seen any of those nerd type peoples so engulfed in the dude bro lifestyle that you are. All you have ever seen is dudes and bros. But you know that there's these things called glasses, right? There are people walking around, able to see, but wonderfully, they fucking wish. And that's not to mention that, I don't know, fucking blind people exist. Seriously. It's like you were actually popped into existence fully formed in front of this fucking camera with the desire to immediately start saying the most ignorant shit you possibly can. And if so, thanks a lot, God. First you don't exist, and now this.
There's a great deal of goodness.
But not in whatever you did or said next there, right, mate? I mean, at least he edits, but the comic timing of fucking up saying that things are good is just absolutely chef's kiss, my friend. Nice one.
In this world that is visible and objectively good.
Aside from the fact that calling things objectively good is again actually your subjective opinion, let's just say they are, and there is all this good in the world. Do you know that good juxtaposes against something? Yes, it's fucking bad things. And you can't have God real 'cause good stuff when if he did and everything, the bad stuff is kind of his fault too. And if it somehow isn't, then isn't it from that weird point of view proof that he doesn't exist? Why don't we just say there's good stuff, there's bad stuff, neither proves any kind of deity, let's go find some actually good fucking arguments or evidence.
When you see two people who are estranged being reunited, or you see the birth of a baby for a couple that have been struggling to conceive.
Oh, fuck off. What kind of lame ass shit is that? I mean, those are certainly kind of nice events for them, but to call them good, as in the epitome of that kind of deal, there is way better shit than that. I mean, let me introduce you to whiskey. And, I mean, people are always looking for proof of this and that. Well, whiskey, it's proof of everything. Says so right in the bottle. Well, it's a percentage, but still.
Man, that's objectively good. You love to see that. When you see a child...
I kind of don't care. Unless it's someone I actually know. And not because I'm some sort of heartless bastard who doesn't care about anyone outside of my circle. But because without context, I'm not even gonna fucking know. They just might be meeting in an airport and are a bit overly dramatic. And seeing babies born of strangers, well, that's just really going to piss them off. But then again, what else am I supposed to do when I'm bored and have a camera crew with me? Also, loving to see kids, only if they're mine, and only if they're bringing daddy another drink.
Be taken care of and comforted by a parent.
Parents doing what should be the most basic shit that they're supposed to do. No, not really. What I might do is judge the shit out of them if the child falls down, smashes their bonds open, and the parent barely looks up from their phone, only to huff loudly and say, "Again, Jason! Next time I'm not even going to let you play on the motorway."
You see the goodness in that. That is objectively good.
The only objective thing I have seen so far is how terrible your examples are. Dude, next time sit and think of some examples before setting the camera rolling. Then you might sound like you actually, thought about any of this shit. Jesus Christ, it isn't real. Just thought I'd let you know.
And again, this points us towards a source of goodness.
No, it points us towards humans having a thing called empathy. A thing that, mind you, is easily explained as an evolutionary advantage that humans have used to great effect to swarm across the planet like the plague that they are. Humans, especially humans from the same place or with shared goals and interests, will see other creatures like them, humans, and regularly feel a kind of bond with them, especially when they see something bad happen, because bad things happen to all of us, so they can usually relate. Meaning that they will want to help, and the more they help, the more others are going to help them. Meaning everyone is more likely to continue existing. It's one of the most basic and obvious traits for a successful society, for fuck's sake.
Okay, Matt, but why Christianity? Why do you believe God is a person? Why do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Probably because it's the one you were told first. Or it's the one that is most prevalent around you. But again, that makes it pretty likely to be the first one that you were told. And people are really, really bad at changing their ideas when they have already started believing them.
Well, there's two real reasons. One, with the evidence we've been shown historically, archaeologically.
Lol, no, are you joking? The historical and archaeological evidence for the things that are specific to the Bible is essentially zero. All the claims that the Bible makes about reality, and how it works are usually completely false. And so many things that should have made obvious that they actually happened lack any archaeological remains whatsoever for some reason. It's almost like they didn't fucking happen.
If we just grant the minimal facts that we know surrounding the resurrection, we know that Jesus Christ existed.
I know people get all weird about mythicism, saying that you don't believe Jesus Christ was a real dude. And I was half joking earlier, but this just makes the claims that mythicists don't exist, which is really fucking funny. It's almost as dumb as the atheists aren't actually real claim. What's the betting that this guy would make that as well? Just saying.
No good historian really denies that. Even Christian skeptics like Bart Ehrman will grant that.
Okay, fine, whatever. Some guy called Jesus maybe existed. I'll buy that. But just so you know, just because someone with that name was around at the time doesn't mean all the things claimed about him are also true. Like, especially not the magic one. Just so that we are all on the same page here, buddy.
They'll also grant that we know Jesus predicted his death and resurrection.
Well, that's a fucking lie. All good whatevers, as you put it, especially one skeptical of the claims of Christianity, will most certainly not agree that Jesus did that shit. That's the exact kind of thing that I was talking about and is more than likely something people added after the fact. But fuck, even if some nutjob from the way back when times predicted that they were gonna die, because of course they fucking were. Everybody dies. It would have to be a bit more precise than that. And just because someone says they're totally going to come back to life, well, anyone can say that. I'm going to come back to life after I die. Do I get to be Jesus now?
As far as what we grant as corroborated historical fact, that is one.
No, it isn't, and you are either a liar or a gigantic fucking moron. It has to be one of the two, and neither is really a great look for your case, as a guy just spitting dem facts about the totally real Godmans.
Thirdly, we know that the tomb was left empty. And lastly, we know the lives of the apostles, but not just the apostles, also non-believers that then claim they saw the risen Jesus, the brother of Jesus, James, but also Paul.
Well, I don't know about no empty tomb, but the lives of all the dudes, yeah. A lot of that shit is written way after the fact. They are stories about them, not some autobiographies or anything like that. And even if we grant everything here, all we have is a dude existed, said he was going to die and then come back to life, and then there was an empty hole where his body used to be. Also some stories about some other people are said as well. All I'm getting from that is that someone probably nicked his corpse. And frankly, why would you do that? For some kind of hilarious puppet show? Of course not.
Many other historians, including Josephus, Pliny the Younger, people like that, also wrote of Jesus' crucifixion. We know that Jesus was a real person who died on the cross, and if you look at the life of the apostles and Paul and people like that, granted what I just went over, the existence of the supernatural and of a God, we know that resurrection is actually the most likely explanation.
No, we didn't, and the fact that you think we do based on your shitty demonstrations of the supernatural, as well as some stories about a guy who we guess probably existed, and that's about it. No magical powers proven whatsoever. Makes me think that the only evidence that we have for anything is that you're a bit of a fucking moron, mate.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the